everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode on Blitz Sports. On today's episode, I will be talking about 2023 fantasy football and the guys you want to pick, you don't want to pick, maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. They have their pros and cons. So let's get into it. And today is also a very special episode, as instead of just recording this on Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, all those things, I have now added a YouTube channel. I have the Blitz Sports banner behind me. Obviously, if you're listening right now in your car, or even just on Alexa, podcast, things like that, you don't see this, but I'm now on YouTube. So I'll be putting on maybe some highlights when I'm talking about guys. I'm going to be trying that out today. And it's really going to be a fun journey. It's going to be a fun ride on YouTube. So you'll still be able to listen to it in your car, on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, on your Alexa. I can't say it loud because it's right there. But you can also now watch me. You can watch me record it, listen. You see me talk, highlights, all that stuff. So it's going to be fun. So, let's get this rolling. I would definitely pick one of the better guys in their draft, Patrick Mahomes. And honestly, I wouldn't be afraid to pick him maybe early on in the draft. I'm talking, early in the second round. If he falls late, pick him late. But if you think he might be taken in the next 3 or 4 picks, I'd pick him. He can run. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. You have Travis Kelce. His receivers are definitely a little weak, but you have Andy Reid. He makes things work. Mahomes makes things work. People thought there was no way the Chiefs were winning the Super Bowl last year. They didn't have the best wide receiver core. They didn't have the best defense, but they pull it off because Patrick Mahomes is just a freakish athlete. And you could definitely say the same thing about Travis Kelce. I don't know how, but he just always gets open. It just doesn't make sense. You'd think they'd have their best corner on him. It doesn't matter. He just gets open. I would not pick Josh Allen. He's not a good quarterback. When are people going to learn that? He underthrows receivers. He's not a great quarterback. He can't elude the pressure. He's not good with his legs. Throws interceptions. And touchdowns just aren't a gimme for him. I would stay away from Josh Allen if you can. Obviously, if there are guys on this list picked before him, yeah, maybe you do have to pick him. Because, listen, he's a good quarterback. He can make throws. I just don't like him being maybe the second or first quarterback off your draft board. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think he throws a lot of interceptions. He threw one less interception than Dak Prescott last year. And everyone likes to say Dak Prescott sucks. He throws way too many interceptions. Yet Josh Allen throws one less interception, but he's 10 times better? I just don't get it. He doesn't pose a threat with the legs. I don't think he's a great quarterback, and I think he is very overrated. Very overrated. Lamar Jackson. I'm going to tell you to stay away from him. I don't think he can stay healthy. I've yet to see an explosive stays on the field year besides 2019. He has a new offensive coordinator, and I just don't think things are going well in Baltimore with him, if I'm going to be totally honest. I just don't think he's a guy that you should think about picking early on. Jalen Hurts. I'm agreeing this pick. I think he proved he can throw the ball well under pressure, and he's so good with the legs. It's like the Patrick Mahomes package, but obviously there are going to be a little bit more mistakes here and there. But I think Jalen Hurts is a prime pick. I think he's a guy, if he falls, you have to take him before you try to gamble more and think he can fall more. You got to jump on him early. I think Hurts is a better pick. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, And next, I want to talk about the guy that I think a lot of people are going to not be happy with my pick here. Maybe draft Joe Burrow. I think this hamstring injury is going to be a little bit of a flush for him. I think there are going to be more injuries to come this year for Joe Burrow. I think as he's starting to take more and more sacks every year, I think you're going to start seeing him get hit a lot harder. And I think Joe Burrow will miss several weeks this season because of injuries. So I personally think you should maybe stay away from Joe Burrow. Who do I green? That might be a surprise. Justin Fields. Fields is elusive. He can run. He can pass. He has an upgraded receiving core. DJ Moore, Chase Claypool, Cole Kmet. These are guys, Darnell Mooney, he will throw to. And these are receivers and tight ends that I believe can be really good. You've seen him really dazzle with those legs of his. He is a very strong quarterback, and I think he will be the best quarterback besides Trevor Lawrence taken in that 2021 draft. Actually, no. I think he could make a bigger run than Trevor Lawrence in the long run. But I really do think Justin Fields is the guy to go to as your starting quarterback. I really do. I think Fields has skill not a lot of other quarterbacks have. The legs, the arm. That's all you need for be a quarterback. He can get out of the sacks. You know, you think, all right, Chicago doesn't have the best O-line by all means. But he can escape the pressure. He can throw on the run. And I think he will be really good this year. Another guy I green, Justin Herbert. The Chargers are one of the best teams in the NFL, without a doubt. They just don't have a good head coach. Brandon Staley, in my opinion, is the worst head coach in the NFL. I'm saying it now. Besides Nick Sirianni, I think he's the worst head coach in the NFL right now. I really do. I don't think Brandon Staley is that good at all. I really don't. Deshaun Watson, stay away from him, man. It's terrible what he did, and he's not a great quarterback. The Browns are a terrible team. Just stay away. Stay away from the Browns. You know, the only guy I'd think about taking is probably Nick Chubb. But he can't stay healthy. Don't know what to say, but please just stay away from Deshaun Watson if you want your league to go well. Green up, Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, one of the best head coaches in history, in my opinion. Okay, maybe not in history, but he's a very good head coach. Lawrence has performed well with Doug Peterson. I know that was a one-year thing. You know, this was a one-year thing, just Lawrence and Peterson, but they're going to be good. I think the Jags have a sneaky wide receiver core. Evan Ingram showed glimpses of improvement last year. I think he will be very good. So, please draft Trevor Lawrence. Who do I think you should stay away even more than Deshaun Watson? Dak Prescott. And I'm not being biased by all means. I'm not being biased. He's just a terrible quarterback. If you haven't seen some of the interceptions he's thrown in training camp, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because it is terrible. He is so bad. By all means, he's terrible. CeeDee Lamb's his best receiver. There's no one else that can stay on the field consistently. Mike McCarthy's a terrible head coach. No, stay away from Dak. Please stay away from Dak Prescott. Can't say I didn't warn you in advance. Kirk Cousins, you gotta draft Kirk. Please, please, please. TJ Hawkinson, KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson. Please draft Kirk Cousins. Plain and simple. Please draft Kirk Cousins. He is a good quarterback. He is a very good quarterback. Please draft Kirk Cousins. You like that. You like that. I know you like that. Please draft Daniel Jones. He showed glimpses of improvement and not glimpses, large sums of improvement. He just needed a good head coach and an offensive coordinator. That's all he needed. Look at him throwing dots to Isaiah Hodgins, signed from the Bills practice squad. You gotta draft Daniel Jones. Not being biased, you gotta draft Daniel Jones. Very good quarterback. Very good quarterback. He didn't have a lot of turnovers last year. He's going to have the occasional fumble because his elbow's getting banged. Telling you, draft Daniel Jones. Tua. The obvious concerns of him staying on the field. Draft Tua Tagovailoa. I'm saying it now. Draft Tua. I think he's going to stay healthy. And I think Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill are going to have career years. Yes, Tyreek Hill is going to have a career year. Even though he spent most of his career with Patrick Mahomes, he's going to have a career year. Tua. This is Tua's comeback season. This is it. He's tired of being hurt. He's playing through this adversity that he was a terrible pick. Draft Tua. Draft Tua. You won't regret it. I'm telling you now, draft Tua. Obviously, if there's guys like Mahomes, Fields, Herbert, Cousins, Jones, those guys ahead of him, draft them. But if you don't, draft Tua. Draft Tua. I'm telling you now, draft Tua. He's going to have a really good year. Aaron Rodgers. Draft Rodgers. Please draft Rodgers. He's just having fun again. If you watched Hard Knocks, you'd see he's having a lot of fun, man. He's having a lot of fun with this Jets team. He wants to play now. It's not a job for him anymore. I'm just having fun. Draft Rodgers. He's going to have a really good year with a really good Jets offense. Geno Smith, stay away from Geno. I think this is just a one-year fluke. I don't think he's anything great. I really don't. I know he has one of the best receiving cores in the league. I just don't think Geno's any good. This is where you're going to see Geno was just a one-year fluke. I'm saying it. He's going to be benched by week 9. Put that in my own word. Put that in the writing. I dropped my pencil. Okay, well, Michael Jerfo, Blitz Sports, said Geno Smith was a one-year fluke. Saying it now. Russell Wilson. Draft Russ. I know Russ had a terrible year last year. Do not count out Sean Payton. Do not count out Sean Payton. He is just such a good head coach. He's going to turn around Russell Wilson and make him back into that MVP he was. Anthony Richardson, I think you might want to draft this guy. Colts have a sneaky good receiving core. I don't think Jonathan Taylor will be used much this year. And Richardson's, honestly, I'd compare him to Justin Fields. That's my NFL comparison. Justin Fields, he can run, he can pass. I'd think about picking him. I really would. Matt Stafford, just stay away from him. I don't have any trust in this Rams team. Honestly, I don't think there's a Ram I think you should pick. I really don't. I really don't think there's a Ram you should pick. Kenny Pickett, maybe. I think Mike Tomlin's a really good head coach. But that's one you might just want to think about. Do I not? Maybe. Jared Goff. Yes, I think Goff is going to have a really good year. He's got a good Lions receiving core. I think Goff is going to have a very good year. Derek Carr, please draft him. He's got an easy division. Think you got to play this Falcons team twice, Buccaneers, Panthers twice. Please draft Derek Carr. Please draft Derek Carr. Draft Derek Carr. Stay away. This is going to be quick. I'm just going to be naming the rest of these guys you should maybe stay away from. I'm probably just going to name the big guys for the running backs, receivers. That's all I'm kind of doing. Same tight ends. I know this video seems very long, and podcast seems very long right now. It will be short. Just the quarterbacks, are such an important position. Fantasy football. Can't stress that position enough. It's like you pick a bad quarterback, and you're stuck with Thanksgiving leftovers. But, the turkey's gone. Stuffing, all the good stuff, man. You're stuck with the mashed potatoes. I know that's going to be a very controversial topic right there. Mashed potatoes, hate them. Jimmy Garoppolo, stay away. Tannehill, stay away. Bryce Young, just too risky, stay away. Jordan Love, you don't know. Brock Purdy, get rid of the hype. He won't even be back, I don't think, for a little while. CJ Stroud, stay away. Mac Jones, stay away. Howell, Ritter, Mayfield, Trask, Brissett, Lance, Darnold, McCoy, Tune, Levis, Heineke, just stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Yeah. Running backs. Green up on Austin Eckler. He's so good. He's going to have those weeks where he gets you maybe 8 points, but he has those weeks he'll get you 35, 40. Draft Austin Eckler. It's a good move. Christian McCaffrey, I think you should draft him. I think he showed glimpses of hope of staying on the field. I think he will be able to stay on the field for the majority of the season. But if you're going to pick Christian McCaffrey, please draft a very good RB2 as well, just in case. I just don't have that much faith in McCaffrey to stay on the field. But if he does, he's such a good running back. Bijan Robinson, do not draft Bijan Robinson. Do not trust the hype at all. I think he is so overhyped. I don't think Arthur Smith will use him well. Stay away from Bijan Robinson. Do not trust all the hype in this in this rookie. Stay away from Bijan Robinson. I can't stress it enough. Saquon Barkley, draft. I think Kafka uses him well. I think Jones uses him well. I think he's good as a receiving running back, as a running running back, what he's supposed to be doing. But I think Barkley is a guy you might want to pick. He's just so elusive. He gets a lot of touchdowns. Draft Barkley. He gets you yards. He's just such a good fantasy football running back. Draft Saquon Barkley. Stay away from Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry's going to have a terrible year. I think this running back position, listen, don't draft the running backs right away. Draft receivers and quarterbacks, receivers. Go receivers first. Because these guys just don't cut it. They don't cut it. I just think this running back position is just getting smaller and smaller. I think they're being used less and less. I think you got to stay away from Derrick Henry. I don't think Henry will stay on the field that much. This Titans team is just terrible all around. Stay away. Josh Jacobs, stay away as well. This whole contract thing is so confusing for fantasy football players, and it's hard to work around. You just don't want to make the wrong pick. Just stay away from Josh Jacobs, and honestly, this Raiders team, just stay away from them as a whole, to be honest. Nick Chubb draft, I know he has his health problems, but, you could say that about basically every running back on this list. They all have their health problems. They're running backs. So, I think you got to draft Nick Chubb. Tony Pollard, draft him. Honestly, even when Zeke was the RB1 in Dallas, he was such a good running back. I can't imagine what he's going to do now as the starter. I know the health is a risk, but you got to just draft Tony Pollard. He is so good. He's elusive. He is so fast. He's so fast, and he's just agile. He can move from those defenders, and he's just really hard to bring down. He's a receiving back. He's a running back. Please draft Tony Pollard. Jonathan Taylor, stay away. Another guy with this contract thing. He wants out. Colts don't want to get him out. Will he play? Probably, but you never know. Just stay away from JT. Just stay away from Jonathan Taylor. Breece Hall, honestly, in the later rounds, right? Maybe instead of drafting another bench player, draft Breece Hall, right? Just put him on your injured reserve, and that gives you an extra player. Draft Breece Hall in the later rounds if he falls, because he won't be ready. Now they Jets signed Dalvin Cook. So, I think Breece Hall wouldn't be a bad pick, but you can't pick him too early to then where you spoil him. Joe Mixon, draft Joe Mixon. Like I said, I don't think Burrow will stay on the field that great. Draft Joe Mixon. Rahitman Stevenson. I know I said his name completely wrong. Draft Stevenson. He is such a good running back. He is so underrated. He's going to be a huge part of this New England offense this year. And honestly, you could say the same thing. I think he's like Saquon Barkley and Tony Pollard. He can catch, he can run. He's just a very good running back overall. Draft Travis Etienne as well. Etienne is just so good. Etienne is just good. There's nothing else to say besides he's just good. He is very good. So draft Travis Etienne. Please, draft Travis Etienne. Najee Harris, I would draft him. I think Pittsburgh's going to use him well this year. I think Najee Harris is going to be a good pick. Aaron Jones, I wouldn't draft him. He's not a great fantasy football running back. He doesn't get you a lot of points. Stay away from him in this Packers offense. Well, Jahmyr Gibbs, I would draft him. It's rumored that the Lions are going to use him in the receiver spot as well. So that's a very good flex guy right there between running back and receiver. Draft Jahmyr Gibbs. He is going to be very good. Very good. Draft Dameon Pierce. I know it's risky, but I think if he falls to you late, draft him. If not, maybe stay away. So I'd say more in the maybe category, actually. Rashad White. Draft Rashad White. He's the Buccaneers' only weapon on offense. Because, I know Mike Evans, Chris Godwin are really good. Who's throwing them the ball? Baker Mayfield? He's not a good quarterback. Baker Mayfield's not a good quarterback. Draft Rashad White. You won't regret it. Kamara and Sanders, stay away. Kamara might not get another snap. He's suspended for a little while. And Miles Sanders, stay away from Carolina. James Conner, draft James Conner, please. Please. I know the health and that stuff. I think Colt McCoy is going to be their quarterback for about 12 or so weeks. Why not? He's going to have to be used. I would draft James Conner. Alexander Madison, the most underrated running back in the NFL. I think he's better than Dalvin Cook. Such a good running back. Draft him. He is so good. He's elusive. He can make guys miss their tackles. He's a very good running back. Ken Walker, the third. Yes and no. He's good, but is he great? Is this Seattle offense good, or is it great? Maybe. I don't think he's going to be that healthy this year, to be honest. Cam Akers, stay away from the Rams. Stay away. No. Javonte Williams, draft him. I think Sean Payton will use him like he's used Alvin Kamara in the past. Well, draft Javonte Williams. James Cook, draft him. He is going to be a very good running back this year. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Because apparently Damian Harris is looking like he's getting RB1 snaps. So actually, I take that back. Don't draft a Bills running back until you know who their starter is. Isaiah Pacheco. Draft Isaiah Pacheco. He is so good. He's so fast. Kansas City uses every guy on their field tremendously well. So please draft Isaiah Pacheco. And that's really it. Besides Brian Robinson, please draft him. He's good. Khalil Herbert. Please draft Khalil Herbert. He is so good. He's fast. He gets you a lot of points. He's Carolina's RB1. He's going to be used well. And also, J.K. Dobbins, draft J.K. Dobbins. He's going to have a very good year. He's going to stay on the field, and he's going to have an amazing year. So let's now dive in to the second to last column, the wide receivers. Whew. Justin Jefferson, you have to pick Justin Jefferson. He is just such a good receiver. It's so hard, honestly, not to pick Justin Jefferson. He is so good. He's so fast. He can make incredible catches, like that one against Buffalo. It's very good. He's a very good wide receiver, and it's really hard not to pick him if you have the first overall pick. He won't fall long, kids. He won't, and gentlemen and women, he won't fall long. Jamar Chase, stay away. I don't think he will stay healthy this year, and same with Joe Burrow. Don't pick Jamar Chase. Cooper Kupp, stay away. Injury concern, Stafford sucks. No, stay away from Kupp. Tyreek Hill, draft Tyreek Hill. Like I said, Tua is going to have an amazing season this year. Draft Tyreek Hill. Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs, stay away. Devontae Adams just doesn't have a great quarterback. I don't think Garoppolo will be anything good this year. I don't even think Devontae Adams is used well in this offense. Stephon Diggs is the worst fantasy football wide receiver. I get him like every year because he always falls to me. He gets me like 9 points a game. He's terrible fantasy football wide receiver. He never gets a lot of touchdowns. Just not great. Stay away from Stephon Diggs, please. Don't make the same mistake I've made. He's quite a couple years. CeeDee Lamb, draft him. Draft him. He's good. I know Prescott stinks, but he's good. He's really good. He's like really good. Garrett Wilson. He is an amazing receiver. He is so good. Aaron Rodgers and Wilson seem to have this connection. A real connection here in New York. I think Garrett Wilson is one of the receivers. And honestly, he should be one of the top 8 picks in your 10-man league. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Draft Amon-Ra St. Brown, please. He is so underrated. He's so undervalued. He is such a good wide receiver. So good. So good. A.J. Brown, draft him. Jalen Hurts uses him well, and I think there's no reason not to. And same case scenario, Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill, Waddle. You can only cover so much of them. Tua's going to have an amazing year, and so is Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. DK Metcalf, draft him. I know I said Geno's going to be a fluke, but Metcalf isn't. Metcalf is very good. T. Higgins, I'm drafting T. Higgins. I know I said Burrow and Chase might not stay on the field. T. Higgins, sorry people watching on YouTube, just kicked the camera. Okay, I think I fixed the angle okay. T. Higgins, he's going to have an amazing year. T. Higgins is going to have a great year. Devontae Smith, draft him. I know your concerns with him and A.J. Brown splitting reps. Please draft Devontae Smith. Please. Chris Olave, draft. I think him and Carr are going to be an explosive duo. Draft him. Samuel Allen Cooper, stay away. Debo won't stay healthy. Same with Keenan Allen. Cooper, like I said, stay away from the Browns offense. Don't draft him. Judy, draft, most definitely. I think Sean Payton will use him well. Better than Nathaniel Hackett. Christian Watson, stay away from the Green Bay offense. Calvin Ridley, draft Calvin Ridley. Like I said, a sneaky good wide receiver core in Jacksonville this year. Definitely draft them. Without a doubt, do not pick DeAndre Hopkins. Like I said, just stay away from the Titans, man. Just stay away from them. Please draft Deontay Johnson and DJ Moore. Draft them. Definitely. I think they are very good. Definitely draft them. Mike Evans, stay away. Stay away from Mike Evans. Just don't have trust in this Tampa Bay offense to be deadly honest. Terry McLaurin, Mike Williams, draft. I know Terry McLaurin, there's concerns with Sam Howell. Draft Scary Terry. He is a very good wide receiver option. Marquise Brown and Tyler Lockett stay away from Arizona. Tyler Lockett, I just think he won't have a good year. He's getting to that age aspect of things. And please, maybe draft Drake London, Brandon Ayuk. I think they are good, but are they great in their offense? I don't know. Michael Pittman, please draft him. Please draft him. Same with Christian Kirk. Like I said, Jags have a sneaky good wide receiver core, so please draft them. Stay away from guys like Treylon Burks, Michael Thomas, Brandon Cooks. Just stay away. Jahan Dotson, draft. Definitely going to want to draft them, without a doubt. Trying to do the process of elimination. Draft KJ Osborne, definitely, and McCole Hardman. And that's really it for the receivers. The big ones. Definitely stay away from some of the actually bigger name guys. Stay away from. So, fantasy football is going to be really tough with running backs becoming extinct, receivers and their health. Not the best group of quarterbacks. I don't know. Travis Kelce, draft. The guy just gets open, like I've said before. He just somehow always gets open. I don't understand how he does it, how it works. He just gets open. Mark Andrews, stay away. He won't stay healthy. Stay away. TJ Hawkinson, Darren Waller, please draft. Hawkinson is so good. Waller is going to have a huge season for the Giants. Kittle, maybe. I don't trust Trey Lance, but at the same time, I don't trust George Kittle's health. So, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Take that risk. Kyle Pitts, stay away. Desmond Ritter's not a great quarterback. You're just going to want to end up actually staying away from him. Dallas Goedert and Pat Freiermuth, please draft. Draft. They are so good. Get you a lot of points. Evan Ingram, David Njoku, draft. I know I said stay away from this Cleveland offense, but Njoku is going to have a good year for Cleveland. Like I said, a weak tight end group this year as well. So definitely stay away from some of those guys. Cole Kmet. He's the most underrated tight end going into the season. He is just so good. He's so good. Please draft Cole Kmet. He makes catches in space. He makes contested catches. Draft Cole Kmet. You won't regret it. You won't regret drafting Cole Kmet. Dalton Schultz, stay away. Don't trust this Texans offense. Just stay away. Higbee, stay away. Greg Dulcich, please draft. Please draft Greg Dulcich. He is so good. So good. You won't regret it at all. He is so good. Sean Payton said he's going to use him in a lot of ways. Draft Greg Dulcich. I drafted him last year in my 32-man league. Unstoppable until he got hurt in week 14. Kind of killed me in the playoffs. Your boy still won the 32-man sleeper league fantasy football. And I guess what pick I had? The 32nd pick. And I picked Leonard Fournette with that pick. That was the worst pick of the draft. I ended up cutting him week 8. But I made up for it with A.J. Brown. Go team! Woo! So, yeah. And Michael Mayer, please draft. Please draft Michael Mayer. So, as I said before, I'm basically going to give you a sum up. Weak quarterback group. Running backs becoming extinct. Receivers' health issues are a big question mark. Tight ends are going to be pretty good this year. So, let me tell you what the strategy should be. You got to go receivers first. Receivers. Guys like Tony Pollard, Christian McCaffrey. Go and wait. But quarterbacks also draft pretty high. So, wide receivers, draft them up high. Running backs, kind of stay back. Kind of stay back. Don't let them be the centerpiece of your team this year. And tight ends, early and then late. Early, late, depending on who's on the board, who's still left. Early and late, mixed combo. So, thank you for listening. I hope some of you are watching on YouTube. I know most of you are watching on podcast, most likely. But I hope you enjoyed the new YouTube setup if you're watching on YouTube. And I hope even if you're watching it on podcast, you check it out. Just to see maybe if you like it better. Obviously, the podcast more of a car option. But sometimes it's good to have a visual of what I'm saying. I'm going to be putting highlights in as YouTube probably already sees because I'm probably editing them in. So, thank you for listening to Blitz Sports.